What's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon TCG Live today with my Stevens Metagross EX deck. If you don't know, this card just came out on TCG Live, I think at the end of last week. And don't make the same mistake I did. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is probably the most efficient way to get the cards on here, unless you get them in real life and you get the code. I think you get more from buying just this thing with the whatever this purple currency is versus just buying all of the individual cards with this thing. That's what I did, and I spent a little bit too much, and then I realized they were over there and I was like, oh, I could have probably just did that, but still got them. But really excited about Stevens Metagross, and of course there's Marnie's archetype that just came out as well. But I'm a pretty big fan of Gen 3. Gen 3 is the first game I actually beat. I played Gen 1 and 2 and wandered around and never beat them until later on. But Gen 3 is the first game I ever beat, and I really like Stevens Metagross, or Metagross, because of that, and Steven as just a champion and like a character in the game. But if you haven't seen Stevens Metagross EX yet, it's got 340 HP. Of course, it's a metal or steel type, and it's got the ability X Boot. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a basic psychic, a basic steel, or one of each, and attach them to your psychic and steel Pokemon in any way you like, then shuffle your deck. So you can search for 2 energies, and you can attach them to different Pokemon. Psychic or metal Pokemon, though, is the only requirement, and of course psychic or metal energies. But then its attack, Metal Stomp, does 200 damage for a steel and 2 colorless. Not the best damage, but I mean, it's enough. The problem, I think, is you're also not hitting things super effectively. So not only does it just 200 damage, but like unlike Blaziken, who at least could hit like steel type super effectively and accelerate energy and support like a deck, Metagross pretty much isn't hitting things super effectively, at least not things that are super popular right now. And then we ourselves are weak to fire, so Blaziken is not a good matchup if we run across Blaziken, and then we resist grass. But if we're not up against Blaziken, Metagross is a pretty tanky Pokemon, 340 HP. And then if you haven't seen these cards yet, there's Steven's Carbink that has the ability Stone Palace as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, which is kind of important. So it has to be on your bench, so it doesn't reduce damage if it's in the active itself. All of your Steven's Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks, so pretty good. Doesn't stack though, as you can see in the last line, but still pretty good. So makes Steven's Metagross basically have 370 HP, or an attack like Dragapult's attack that does 200 will now be doing 170 damage, which still 2-hit KOs us. But if we also have the Stadium in play that came out with Steven's deck, Granite Cave, Steven's Pokemon, both yours and opponent, take 30 less damage from attacks. So we're taking 60 less damage from attacks. So that means a Dragapult, who usually hit you for 200, would hit you for 140, which after 2 attacks is only doing 280, which isn't even 2-hit KOing you. Unfortunately, they could then, move you to the bench, gust something, and then finish you off with their spread attack. But still, that's 3 attacks. You'd have an opportunity to potentially Turo twice. And as you can see, we are playing 2 Turos in this deck. And this is just my first take on Metagross. Not doing anything crazy with it, pretty simple stuff. I've tried recently actually a tank kind of Altaria EX deck with some healing and stuff, and Metagross should be a lot easier to tank with because of the support with Carbink and Granite Cave. But we're not doing anything crazy with healing besides for Turo. I thought Turo worked pretty well with Metagross just because we could just pick it up and put it in our hand, and I haven't had a whole lot of trouble setting multiple of these guys up. We've got Rare Candies, TM Evos, Jock, so we're just going to kind of try and spam Metagross and then Turo it to heal it. And then this card also came out, I think, in the structure deck, Energy Recycler. Shuffle up to 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. So we're going to heal the Metagross with Turo, tank a hit or 2, then Turo, and then we'll Energy Recycler when we need to. Try and put back 5 energies just to get the most value out of Energy Recycler as possible. But then just put all the energies back in the deck, so then Metagross can accelerate them to itself again. It's kind of similar to our Chaladon in that way, except we basically have 400 HP and we're stage 2, whereas our Chaladon has 300 HP, but it also makes itself not weak to fire, which is better for Blaziken. Metagross has like a pretty tough time in a Blaziken, like I said. But that's the idea of the deck and the Metagross. I'll throw up a full deck list so you can see it real quick, but let's go over the deck in full real quick and then we'll get into the games. So first we got Budew and Cleffa. Budew's here in case we whiff turn 1 or whatever TM Evo. I like having the Budew. It's come up a little bit, but for the most part, if we can go TM Evo, get 2 Metangs out, so then we can get the Metagross out. That's what I'd like to do. And then Cleffa's here similarly if we can't do anything. I like having Cleffa as an option. Maybe Budu isn't worth going for. Cleffa might be better for us if our hand's like dead. We need to draw some stuff to be able to actually play the game. I like having the one Cleffa. And then the only like kind of interesting stuff going on, or maybe not interesting, but like additional attackers and like maybe unique things about this version of Metagross is that we have Lily's Clefairy EX and Mew EX. Similarly to Gardevoir, Gardevoir could power up Clefairy and Mew, and they can be actually pretty scary attackers in Gardevoir, right? Well, Metagross can do the same thing because they're psychic types. So we can power up Clefairy in one turn with one Metagross and then one-shot Dragapult, probably because of course Clefairy has the ability that makes dragons weak to psychic, so we can one-shot Dragapult that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't make it so our Metagross can one-shot Dragapult, even though Metagross is the psychic type in the video game. You know, it's just a steel type in the TCG. So but having the Clefairy is nice to be able to power it up and one-shot Dragapult potentially at the end of the game or at the beginning of the game. I'm not sure which is better. I actually played a test game right before this, and I believe I started Mew, and that obviously isn't ideal since Dragapult could just kill it. But I used the Clefairy early, and it might have been better to wait. But I think Clefairy is kind of a fun card with the Metagross, and it makes sense to play it since we can power it up easily. You just don't really want to have to start it. And then we got the Mew, of course. Mew is a little bit of a draw engine. We're not playing Pidgeot. We have Fez for some draw, but Mew gives us a little bit of draw as well. But it's got the attack genome hacking. It's pretty nice. We could use it to copy one of our opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. The only time I used it, my lady and I actually built this deck and we're testing it together. So together we tested it. But in one of the games I played against something with Iron Hands, and Metagross of course doesn't one-shot Iron Hands, but I was able to hit him once with it, and then they had one prize left and I had 3, and I promoted Mew, powered it up with Metagross, and then amped them with their own Iron Hands' attack with Mew for game. So it's something kind of cool you could do with the Mew, and it could probably be relevant, I guess, like versus Raging Bolt too. I don't know if that'd be the most efficient way to use it, because Raging Bolt's weak to Clefairy, but it would also be easy to one-shot it with Mew, I think, because we could power up or get a bunch of energies and play with the Metagross and then one-shot Raging Bolt that way. I'm not sure, but either way, I think it's worth running in here. And then, like I said, we got the Fez, and that's pretty much it. We just got the Carbinks and Beldum, 4 Beldum, 3 Metang, and 3 Metagross to just spam the Metagross and play. And it's also nice having such few Pokemon, because if you are trying to tank, putting down other things, everything is going to be a lot easier to KO than the Metagross. So I've enjoyed just like putting out the Metagross and forcing your opponent to have to deal with them. Then for the trainers, we are going with the Precious Trolley build. I like doing this with the Glamora Charizard or Glamora Dusknoir deck, and thought it kind of worked well with this too. So we can run less Buddy Poffins and then run the Precious Trolley with Arven and a couple Pokegears. We just play Trolley, get out 4 Beldums and a Carbink, depending on what we started with. Sometimes you're not filling up your full bench because you don't want to put down liabilities, but that's fine. It just lets us get everything down without having to play like multiple Buddy Poffins. It's been nice. We got the Buddy Poffins in case. We got multiple Gusts because we're not going to be able to one-shot things, so we have 2 Counter Catcher and 2 Boss, so we can chase things down to finish them off. 2 and 2 has felt nice. Maybe you could go with more Boss or more Counter Catcher, but and we got the Earthen Vessel in case we need an energy to use TM Evo and we have the Pokemon down already or something. Earthen Vessel searchable off of Arven. And also sometimes like you need 3 energies to attack with this. If you don't have 2 Metagross down, Metagross can only accelerate the 2 to itself, so Earthen Vessel could get you the 3rd one off of Arven potentially to get the attack. Then we got the Energy Recycler, like I already said, for some recovery with Super Rod. Super Rod's nice to get the Pokemon back if you want to use Cleffa more than once, or Clefairy more than once maybe, but also gets us, Pokemon, but mostly energies is for the most part what I've been using it for. I got 2 Pokegears just because that's what I could fit, the Trolley. 2 rare candies has felt fine. We have 2 TM Evos, so usually you're not going to use rare candy at the beginning of the game, but like later on, if you happen to have a rare candy in a Metagross, you could get up a Metagross that way with skipping the Metang. Then we got 3 Ultra Balls. Similarly with the rare candies, like we're not having to search out for our evolutions as much since we'll be TM Evoing for them, but Ultra Ball's still nice. It also searches for and gets us not just the Metagross, but the Clefairy, Mew, and Fez. And actually, Carbink can't be Buddy Poffin, so if we don't get Carbink with Trolley, we'll have to get it with an Ultra Ball, which is something I forgot, actually. Then we got 2 Granite Cave. 2's felt fine. I don't know. I'm kind of just trying to make the deck not have a bunch of extra stuff on our hand, and I've been finding it enough, and it hasn't been getting bumped a lot. 3 could be nice if it's, like, kind of annoying, but similarly with Carbink, where we're only having the 1 Carbink just because you only ever want the 1, and Granite Cave, you just need the 1 in play, and if it's not getting bumped, like, you don't need another one yet. Then for this, we have a bunch of supporters. We have no draw engine, but we're playing it like an Arven deck. So we got 4 Arven, then 4 Iono, just to be able to disrupt our opponent. And if we are going down and not taking knockouts, that'll be even better for us later in the game and worse for our opponent. Then we got the 2 Jocks to also help set up, the 2 Turos, and then the 2 Boss. And then for the tools, we got the 2 TM Evo, 1 Rescue Board, and 1 Vitality Band. Vitality Band's pretty good, so then Metagross could one-shot Fez and Dippity for 210. It's pretty relevant to like close out a game sometimes. I think Ogerpon maybe as well, but there's like no other good damage boosting tools. There's like Defiance Band or Belt or something. There's one that makes you do 30 if you're behind, but that doesn't even really matter versus a lot of things like Gouging Fire. There's not a whole lot of things at 230 that you'd really want to KO. Most of the stuff's at 210. Of course, Max Belt would be kind of cool, but I've enjoyed the trolley to help get set up. And because we're trying to tank, I like the Turo and then just get the all of the things down as fast as possible with the trolley. And then for the rescue board, the reason we're running this and not the balloon or whatever it is, the stage 2 Pokemon get free retreat balloon card, is because the only time I'm really wanting to retreat Metagross is when I'm going to try and like prevent my opponent from taking a prize, in which case it was in the active and it already has energies on it, so I don't care about losing the energies. I'm just going to retreat it to the bench and try and prevent my opponent from taking prizes. So you don't need the balloon to retreat. You already have energies on it. And then if a Metagross is on the bench and it gets bossed, like you just powered up and attack with it. It's not a big deal. But the rescue board, you could put it on a Carbink, which has 2 retreat, and that could prevent you from being able to like pivot into something easier. So, and it can give your like Fez, still could help with Metagross, but it could give Clefairy free retreat too, or your Beldums or Metangs before they get to Metagross and can attack. So I like the rescue board. I haven't had this come up, but it could come up too, that if the Pokemon remaining has 30 HP or less, it has no retreat cost. It'd be kind of funny since sometimes Metagross just randomly survives, your opponent doesn't have enough damage, and then it could give Metagross free retreat, but it's mostly just because we're not really needing to have free retreat on the Metagross if we're retreating it, because it's our attacker like all the time. So I don't think you really need it, but it might be better. And then we have 5 steel and 4 psychic. Metagross needs the 1 steel and then 2 colorless, so I wanted to have as many energies as we could, and because we can fit 9, that's why we got 5 of this and 4 of that and whatever. But that's the deck. I really like the Metagross deck. It's been pretty fun, and this is the first take on it, so let's hop in the games. Hopefully we can show it off pretty well. All right, here we go. Hoping for the best. It'd be pretty sick to be able to tank some hits, especially against like a more meta deck, and pull out a win or two. I played against Golden Go in one of the testing games, and it was hilarious because they may have prized some energies, but they were not able to get close to OHKOing Metagross. I think they whiffed a couple turns in a row, and then Metagross was just kind of able to take over 2-hit KO stuff. I think I had Turo'd maybe even, but all right. This one says we're up against a dragon deck though, so it could just be Dragon Bolt. And we mulligans. We have a decent amount of basics, but I have been mulliganing a decent amount too. Thankfully just once. And we're starting with Clefairy. Not ideal. We have no energies in hand, so if we get an Arven, although we have the trolley, so I guess we could go for Arven, Earthen Vessel, TM Evo. And it is Dragapult. Yeah, and also I did mention this when I was going over the deck at the beginning. I think it's probably better to close out the game with Clefairy versus Dragapult rather than start it, because they can just one-shot it. So if we can close out the game with it, they won't have the opportunity to KO, just one-shot it. They'll have to go through like Metagross early, then deal with Clefairy at the end maybe. But they have Duskulls too. Okay. So that's something. The nice thing is, yeah, 340 though. Not that Dragapult will be doing 200, they'll be doing 140, so. All right, 2 Dreepies, and attach. I think we throw down our things. I think we just get 4 Beldums and a Carbink. I don't think we need anything else, or room for anything else. All right, we prized Carbink. Let's see, do we have our Earthen Vessel? We do, so we can TM Evo. We can't retreat the Clefairy into like a little guy like this, so I don't even know if I want to put one of them down. I could put Fez down. Do we have Turo in our hands? No. We have only 1 Turo. 1 Turo is prized. Do we put down Fez? Wait, how many Metangs? We have 2 Metangs. All right, 3 Metagross. Do we want to put down Fez? Probably don't need it. I mean, is 4 Beldums overkill? It might be overkill. I'm gonna put them all down. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah, maybe I didn't need to though. And then just hope we hit Arven, I guess. Okay, thankfully we do. Maybe it would be better to put down Fez and not a 4th Beldum. We'll do that. And then we'll discard Iono. Because actually, Iono... oh wait, we have Rescue Board. We could use that on the Clefairy next turn. Or we just discard the Rescue Board because we're going to have to attach an energy to Clefairy right now. So I think we'll discard the Rescue Board. And we'll get one of each. Yeah. And we'll be able to have 3 Metagross going next. Well, 2 Metagross, 3 Metangs going next turn. We'll put the Psychic on this thing. We have the Jock. We also could just start attacking with Clefairy, which might be fine just because it's in the active spot. And if I don't have Turo, I mean, I don't know, maybe it'd be better to hide it on the bench, but pretty decent. I'm just not unsure about the fourth Beldum. The thing about Dragapult that is still pretty annoying is their spread. Their 60 to the bench damage is placing damage counters, so they're not. That doesn't get. Ooh, they're playing a fast one. Well, our freaking Clefairy's getting killed right away, which is really annoying. And they're going to be able to spread to our Beldums. Hopefully they just put the damage counters on the Metangs, though, because they're evolved. But I could see them just piling it up on Beldums, too. I guess this is better for us to not have to worry about Unfair Stamp. And honestly, maybe better for us in general because... well, we have a good setup, and then if we're able to get a couple Turos off, I don't know. I know one of them's prized, but they won't be as disruptive, so like we could actually maybe Turo and stuff. I don't know. Dusknoir is pretty disruptive, but Unfair Stamp is a little annoying. Okay. Yeah, so they're going to be able to pick off one of the Beldums. We'll put up... I mean, does it even matter? I guess we want to put up this one. They did that because everything's in range of 330 without our damage reduction. Wow, we got the Turo. Just a little late. Well, we can Jock maybe, or Turo maybe next turn. I think this is definitely what we do though now. And we'll go for the attack. With this energy in hands, we're able to get it without using the second Metagross. And I think we don't even want to use the second one, but maybe we do put a single energy on this guy. Let's put a Psychic on this guy and a Steel on this. I guess I didn't need to do that like that. Since we're getting 2 more. We'll put, oh wait, I was just gonna do 1, whatever. We'll put Psychic on him, Metal on him. My bad, I was only gonna put 1. That's something I was doing when testing a little bit better, is like not putting down extra energies so that gusting isn't an issue, or running out of energies to accelerate isn't an issue. If they whiff Dusknoir here, we're just gonna Turo. We would have had Carbink down if it wasn't prized. Stadium we haven't found yet. What do they have? Rare candy what? No! Alright, they literally just have it. Well, at least... how many prizes are they going to go down to? We're gonna have no liabilities on our board. because everything's dead. I think they're going to be down to 1 prize, but then we're just going to have 2 Metagrosses. And now we won't have to Turo, so we could Iono them to 1. We get the cave. I don't even know if we'll want to bench the Carbink, but we could. I guess Carbink doesn't... no, we probably wouldn't want to bench it at all. Because they could just finish it off. Yeah. Alright, yeah, I think we're going to go Granite Cave, Iono, knock this out. Iono to 1. That's pretty good. They do have a Buddy though, but draw out the rare candy. All right, Granite Cave, Iono, right? Do we want to put an energy on this first? Yeah, let's do that. In case we draw into, actually it doesn't even matter if we draw into them, but I think we'd rather draw into other stuff. So, all right, we have a single steel energy in the deck. Is that right? What? So that's what I'm talking about. I guess maybe it is good that I attached the extra energy last turn. All right, we have the Metagross, then we have the recovery cards, and we have 2 counter catchers, in case that's helpful. And we'll go down to 3 prizes after taking this knockout. Okay. We have this for next turn. Do we want to shuffle in old energies now? I think so, because they can Buddy us and trap this maybe. I don't know. We do still have a Super Rod. I think I'd rather just get them in, because we are completely on energies. Just knock them out. And we can Jock. And if they Buddy us, we can't play these, but like, we got the energies back. We're not gonna bench the Carbink because they could just kill it. And hopefully they brick. Obviously. Hopefully we can get a turn. Let's go! Let's go! Okay. Metagross time. And we should have a fine time. I'm just going to attach this. We don't even need to use abilities because we can power them up in a single thing. I could attach the energies just to get them out of the deck. Actually doesn't seem like a bad idea. We have no liabilities, so let's just get them out of the deck so we can draw into other stuff. And do you want to just get them all out of the deck completely? I don't know about that. So let's just knock them out. Counter catcher's still live, and hopefully we can win. It didn't really, they just really didn't get a whole lot set up. They kind of drew kind of a lot without even, I guess they did have 2 Arvins. So, and did they play Pokegear? No, they just had 2 Arvins and then got a bunch of good stuff. And took 5 prizes really quickly, but had nothing else going for them. So, but I mean, I guess if they got Poffins, if they got more Poffins, it could have been a different game. But now they just have to see what they get off of this. I think Metagross will take it probably, because even if they put something down, I don't think. What? Ursaluna? Not even that. One of those comeback cards, Fez. Oh, that's pretty good. But we can't be stalled. And actually, if we get Arvin, we could just KO. Or not even. Yeah. We need Arvin or a tool. Way to get a Pokegear. And we can just win on the Fez. Or we'll just counter catch at the Dracloak and it won't matter. Probably. But it'd be cool to get the Arvin to KO Fez. No. I don't think we can get it with anything. Is there a way to get it? No. Just guess this guy. Cool, cool. Not putting anything else down still. And they can tank it with the Fez, but maybe we find a way to find our tool. And then we can one-shot Fez. Countercatcher's not live now, so if they do promote Fez, we just have to hit into it. But they put this guy up, so that's not happening, I guess. But it was a pretty good first one. We got the multiple Metagross set up really quickly, and I think we got it. I think we do. I think Carbink is a little bit of a liability though, still versus Dragapult. When they're getting so low on prizes or whatever, and they're with their 60 spread. All right, they need energy to retreat, otherwise Genesect just loses it. Let's go! All right, pretty good first one. We got a Psychic deck box. Gardevoir, maybe? I don't know if I played against Gardevoir when testing. All right, we get to go seconds. That is ideal. Let's just start with like a baby Pokemon or a Beldum or Carbink. That would be cool. Not one of the 3 basic EXs. Cleffa. And we have TM Evo and Arven. That's pretty good. It is a little annoying this guy's down, but... Oh, it's our Chaladon. Since it could get knocked up on Monkey, but... Alright. Did we see Psychic or Dark Energies? We can't see their stuff. Oh, the mulligan. What was in their mulligan? What is this? Boss? Okay, just seems like maybe normal Archaladon. I don't know. I think we'll be all right though. Oh, they have the poison one. No, seriously? Ah. Please don't have it. Squawk. It'd be really nice to be able to play this out, because I think we'd be all right against them. Frick, man. All right, we just don't, no booster capsule, no stadium. I mean, even just no stadium is the thing. No Latias. Okay. I don't know if it would have been better to thin out energies, but they didn't play the vessel. Okay, Latias, what do you have? Budu? Oh, I don't think they have it. And Squawk is an easy KO for Metagross. We can even chase down the Root on it. Only one of these guys, that's cool. Let's go, all right. And this is not bad to have in the active, I think, versus them. Since, I mean, it'll die to poison and we won't get Fez, but it doesn't matter. We have a lot of energies in our hands. We want this, and we'll get the... Do we have discard stuff? No, we don't need to discard. I think maybe we get a second one of these, actually, in case we have nothing going for us. Yeah. And we have 3 Beldums, 3 Metang, 3 Metagross, and Carbink. So we're going to put down just all of that, everything. And we have the Granite Cave, 3-2. So we prized a single Psychic, is that right? We can put down this thing. And then we'll put down all of them. Don't have to worry about spread versus this deck, I don't think. And it's kind of lame, annoying, weird to have to put an energy on the Cleffa, but this is fine, I think. I don't know, maybe it would be better to retreat, but I'd kind of almost rather just give this up. But we could actually, like, take a hit if they don't have our Chaladon and the following, but I think this is fine. And I'm almost planning on using another Team Evo at this point, so and then we'll just TM Evo out to Metagross. But their deck also has a lot of gusts, so I think we'll be okay. I mean, we have boss in hand, counter catcher. It's pretty nice with getting out double Metagross, and we can chase down stuff and catch up. Okay, they lose another Duraludon for 2 more steals because they don't have a steal in their discard pile, or they didn't have 2. Okay, and then Iono. That wouldn't be too bad for us. Now we could just get drawn to the Metagross and attack, but we need an energy also, and we got it. What are they going to do? Are they going to Budu us? If we draw into an energy, it would be awesome to be able to do. Okay, no. Well, I still think I might... Wait, no, we just killed this. I think we just killed this. This is their only Duraludon. I mean, we have boss for this thing later, but I don't think there's a hurry. And we just draw the energy, so we don't have to play this. We could Iono them. I think we want to get more Metagross and stuff down, so maybe try and find Jock. We'll use this because we're going to attack with it. We'll save the Vessel because maybe we'll need it at some point. Maybe we find Jock here. No Jock. Arven could get us an Ultra Ball. And we could discard TM Evo. I think we have Ultra Balls, right? We should. Play this, discard TM Evo, and get... Discard that. I think we discard Iono, actually. I'd rather have boss and keep the Vessel. Yeah, I think this is fine. Like, if they go Budu, try and trap something, we can KO Budu. We can power up anything with 2 Metagross in play. We can Turo anything. We can boss their Squawk. Let's go! They didn't have a good setup, so obviously it was easier. I don't know how it would have gone if they fully set up, but we'll take it. We didn't get donked also. All right, I have to remember donk decks. We didn't have 2 things to bench in that game, but yeah, we can just get donked and then lose the game turn before we even get to take a turn because of the poison shenanigans. All right, I don't remember what we saw from them already. Did we see their deck box or anything? Not that it matters, but also I don't think in that game it would have been better to retreat the Cleffa, put energy on the Beldum. All right, we're going first. But it's just kind of weird to have to put energies on Cleffa. All right, well, this hand sucks. It would have been pretty decent going second because we could attach energy, TM Evo, and then Iono. But hopefully we get something. Nope. Welp. I'm going to put that there. I mean, I could bench Fez in case we don't want to lose to a donk, but they have Cleffa, so I don't think we're going to get donked. I'm just putting that on it so we can use TM Evo. So maybe they'll think we're Gardevoir. I'm not sure what they are. They're Zoroark, probably. They just played that. Okay. Excuse me, so it'd be cool to Iono them. Put those Zoroarks to the bottom of their deck. But there's no guarantee that I get something to draw into basics. And Zoroark also, we don't really want to hit into it because they have the Reshiram. That's annoying. Darmanitan hitting us super effectively, I don't think is actually that bad. Yeah, if I Iono and I don't get anything, we just lose. But if I don't Iono, they have 2 Zoroarks in hands. This guy will be an easy 2 prizes to knock out. We only have Trolley and 2 Poffins. We have nothing in our hand, though. 45 cards. I mean, what are the odds? We're going to get 6. We just would like 1 or 2 Beldums. I think we have to go for this. Trolley. And we'll get another TM Evo. Gonna get a rescue board in case we need to protect stuff from getting gusted. We have an Iono for next turn though. So yeah, I guess we'll get this. So we're not going to be playing the TM Evo probably. And we can get 4 Beldums. We prized a Metang, I think. I don't think it's in our hands. Then we have Steven's Carbink, so we're just going to get all 5 of those things. And then we have 2-4, 2 stadiums. We have the recycler. We have a lot of stuff. Okay. 2-4. So we prized 1 steel. Yeah, this could be pretty bad if they get set up to, or if this thing gets going like really quickly, but I think we don't play this energy. I think we just TM Evo and... Oh wait, actually Carbink reduces the damage we take on the bench. So nothing should get KO'd unless they just go after a Beldum. Actually no, even that will get protected. So. Alright, cool. And then we can... Hopefully Iono into Metagross is the plan. I don't know. I don't want to set up for another turn. I want to start attacking. But they're pretty set up. I have a pretty good setup going. Yeah, the Darmanitan, I don't remember what it's... It has an attack that does damage for the amount of energies in our discard or something. Like 20 times maybe. And then they have this spread attack. But the spread attack's actually like not that scary. 30 for each energy in our discard, and then 90. So right now, nothing's dying to the 90 on the bench. And it has to do... Yeah, active and bench. And... Awesome, and they're just gonna Cleffa? Okay, and then they're gonna attack with the Darmanitan. That's kind of fine. And then if they plan on using Reshiram, like hoping that we just hit into them and stuff like that, we could just try and guess around, so... Okay. I don't really have anything to Ultra Ball right now. I could TM Evo for another turn. Just get double Metagross. I don't really want to... I guess I can Ultra Ball rescue board. So... Maybe I do that. Ultra Ball rescue board. We can get a Metagross, then we'll Iono. And then knock this thing out. We'll take a... What do we discard? The Psychic or Fez? I think we'll discard Fez. Yeah. And we're gonna Metagross. Mew and Clefairy, I don't think they're gonna be good. Buddy's a little annoying to have on the bench. Then we attach this, accelerate the energies to this, and Iono. Save the Super Rod. Maybe we could, I don't know. I don't know if we want to play the cave even if we draw into it. That's pretty good. Nice. And then we have Jock, but we don't have anything else. And I don't think we want to use this because we have 2 Metagross. We should be okay. And an energy in hand, so we can distribute the energies wherever we need them in case they try and trap something. Although this isn't the type of deck to trap stuff, is it? So would we rather just accelerate energies to get them out of our deck? Kind of. I'd rather see a rare candy. So I'm going to put them on it early. We have 1 in there and 1 in hand, so we could still retreat stuff. Knock this thing out. I guess if we did see the stadium, I probably would have played it because this thing was going to be doing 180 minus 30. And what is that, 150? 150 plus 170. That still doesn't knock us out. So it's actually, I don't know if we would have needed to play the stadium. We got an energy off the prizes. That's nice. And we can just, I don't know, maybe we just boss this thing right away just to get it, knock it out before they Turo. But if they go Darmanitan, I think we definitely KO that, to be honest. They have to put down another Darmanitan right now if they want to be able to threaten us with that thing. Next turn, which I think makes the most sense, and then you could always just play the Reshiram. Since it doesn't need to evolve or whatever. And then just hopefully they don't Turo this before we KO it. I don't know, would it be better to... I mean, they have to actually discard the energies on this, so... This being down is a little annoying. They can take 1 extra prize on it, like guaranteed at some point. Also, I don't know, how many does Zorak play a lot of Ionos? We are taking more prizes, give some Fez, which actually would still be good for us, because then we can take another easy 2 prizes on it. Wow. All right, they just forfeit. I don't know why, but we did have a pretty good setup going, and the Bombardier is in range of Metagross, so if they don't have Turo or whatever, yeah. All right, here we go. The 4th Beldum kind of makes me want to play a 4th Metang and 4th Metagross, but having room for like as many gusts as possible is also pretty important. We probably never need 4/4, but it just makes me like hesitant to put down the 4th Beldum. But it is nice for when things get sniped and then we have as many down as we can and then could rare candy into one or whatever. Sick. All right, they're going first. Hopefully we can pull off a pretty good turn 2 or turn 1, whatever. We mulligan again. Man, I think we have 10 basics or something, maybe 11. Okay, we can get Dong tier and we have no supporters or basic searches besides 2 Ultra Balls. How many basics are in this? We got 4 Beldum, 1 Mew, 1 Fez. Okay, Monkey Dory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 basics. We gave him 2 cards. Or just 1? Just 1. Oh, all right, it's Gardevoir. No, it's not. We get Artisan, though. Is it? Wait a second. Are they playing Metagross? Oh, it's Hydreigon. Okay. All right. With the Pecharunt, which is an easy thing to KO, and they're playing Terra Orb a little early. Not that I have an Iono, so it doesn't matter. But hopefully they don't have to. I guess maybe they have Rare Candy. All right. Well, we drew Turo. Should I go for the Budu? Or should I Cleffa? I don't know if we're even going to need to Turo. But I don't think I'm going to play more than 1 Ultra Ball out of this hand. I could Ultra Ball away Jock. Or I... Oh wait, I actually could Ultra Ball away a lot of stuff. And then Cleffa for a huge hands. That might be better. I think I kind of want to do that. How many rare candies do we have? We have 2. We'll get a Beldum. We have 1 Metang in hand, 1 prized. Carbink's here. Oh, and 1 Metagross is prized. We have 1 counter catcher here. 2 Team Evo, 2 Granite Cave. Then we have all of our energies. All right, I think I get rid of... Do I get rid of Jock and Turo? And then I can Ultra Ball away Vessel and Rod? And then draw 7? Or draw 6? I kind of want to just do that. And we're just going to put down 3 Beldums. We don't need energies. And then we can Artisan. I don't know, we have Metang in hands. Hopefully we get Rare Candy Metagross, that'd be cool. We have Rare Candy Metagross, but we don't have an energy. And we have Carbink, but we also have Fez. So if they have Rare Candy Hydreigon on hand, which I'm guessing they do, because they searched for the Terra Orb, Hydreigon with the Terra Orb. Oh, frick. They're gonna be able to start milling us though, and we got rid of our Super Rod. We'll see. But Cleffa, I think, was the better play this with that hands, given what we had in our hands. But we did have the option to Badu because of their Artisan. Okay. Hopefully they don't have Rare Candy Pidgeot, Rare Candy Hydreigon. Alright, they could. They have Hydreigon in hands. They're discarding... Yeah, alright, they have Rare Candy Pidgeot, Rare Candy Hydreigon. Well, that means they're probably knocking us out. Or, actually, they might not. And maybe they're just setting it all up. Their last card would have to be Energy. Nope. They just have it. Okay. So what do they search for with Pidgeot? Another Dino. Makes sense. They did play Arven. So they are not going to get a supporter. They're just going to get an energy, right? Are they going to get the Neo Upper? And then be able to threaten us with the spread? The nice thing is, though, Metangs aren't going to die to the spread attack. And would Beldums either? No, Beldums would just die. That is, though, if we have a Stadium and Carbink down. Right now, we don't have the Stadium. They're probably going to get the Neo Upper because, like, we're not going to KO them, so it just makes sense to put it on it if they have it. Yeah. All right. Please don't mill. All right. We lost our other Metang. And then what? Was that another Turo? That was Jock, I think. All right. If we can just get Stadium or... And I mean, we need Stadium energy. We'd like a couple things here. So I'm going to do this. We don't need to Artisan for Carbink because it's already in our hands. We want to get into as many rare candies or whatever as possible, or have as good of odds to see the Stadium as we could. So do I Ultra Ball away? I mean, I can't play anything anyways, though. Like, I can't play rare candy. I think we're just trying to get rare candies. So I do that, and then we'll Fez, try and get a rare candy, and then we'll Arven for a rare candy. Also want energies and the Stadium. Nice. Get a rare candy. I guess I could Turo, but we don't have energies to work with. Huh. I think that this is what we gotta do. And we have to get the... Oh, no, we don't have the vessel. Okay. And we can't trap anything. Whoops. Because I discarded the earthen vessel without any energies earlier. Or whatever. So we're going to probably TM Evo here. And Carbink being down is kind of a liability. But it does reduce damage we would take. I think I take Counter Catcher. I'm not sure. But we're going to go Rare Candy. That guy. Metang. Oh, I guess I already had the TM Evo. We're going to put energies on itself. And hopefully, I mean, maybe if we just take care of this one Hydreigon, we'll have a chance. That we'll TM Evo out this. We have Turo for next turn. They're probably going... I mean, if I put down Carbink, would they take the bait and like go for the spread attack? Because I think if they spread, we actually have a better chance than if they go for the other thing. So they'll take 2 prizes. And we'll take reduced damage on our active anyways. So I think actually we do put the Carbink down. And I don't think there's anything else we want with this. Yeah, we don't want that. Because it's dead. That would actually make it so the spread attack would be better, I think. So now we just TM Evo. Counter Catcher doesn't do anything because of Pecharunt. And we prized Metang, but we have a Metagross. That's okay. And they have to hit the active and 2 benched. So they can't hit Fez and these guys. They have to just hit those guys. And then if they do just hit these 2 on the bench and knock them out, we'll actually be able to take a hit with our active. We could Fez, Turo Fez. We could Fez, then Turo Fez, and then we just have a board with 2 Metagross. But if they go for the mill attack, they could get rid of our energy. They can get rid of our energy recycler. I mean, we aren't down any energies though, so. And they just get a Zweilous probably. Crispin. Okay, so they're getting prioritizing the energies on it. Okay. So they're gonna potentially go for 2. Oh, shoot. Monkey Dory. They only can move 20. And then they're gonna only do 110. No, they're only gonna do 100. So I think we're still safe. They're not going to KO us with Obsidian into Crashing Head, but I guess with more poison damage, they'll be able to move another 20. Which will actually be perfect. Right? And we still need the stadium. Huh. All right, I think we're gonna put energy on this and 1 on the bench. There. Then we're gonna Fez. I mean, I could put more energies in play just to... Yeah, we should probably do that just to give us better odds to draw into stuff. And then... I could chase down Monkey Dory or Petulant to take a prize or prevent them from using Monkey Dory. Artisan just gets us a Beldum, which might be fine, but I think if they Obsidian and then, yeah, they could Obsidian, take out the Beldum, and then knock out Fez for game. So I don't think we want to put down another Beldum. So now I think we Fez. And now I could pick up the Fez. And we are going to die, though, to 200 plus this, which they're going to have 10 more damage to work with. Do I even pick up Fez? What would be better? Iono? I mean, Iono is not going to do anything because of their hand. I think I need to counter catcher this. And then we will pick up Fez. They're not going to take a knockout, so we're not going to need it. Oh, wait, was that our last Turo? Oh, it was. Well, then hopefully then we can boss Petulant. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this. We can't stall anything because of Petulant too, but maybe once I knock out Petulant, we could stall something. But Pidgeot prevents them from, like, they can just search their deck for anything, so. I don't think we're gonna need this, and do we have other tools? Yeah, I think let's just get this out of our hand. All right. I'm not sure if we have a chance, but we'll try our best. All right, we got Trolley. At least now we're not dead to Crashing Headbutt. If they get another, they can rescue Stretcher and get a Dark Energies and still knock us out, though. Or they have a second Monkey Dory. Are you serious? Dang it. All right, so if I just hit into them. Oh, I should have just probably hit into them. That was the play, right? Hit into them, let them knock me out. Turo the Fez, and then just have one Metagross down. That's probably what I should have done. Because now I'm just staring, like, I can't bench any other Beldums because the Obsidian. I could have potentially ended up getting another Beldum down and rare candied. But I guess actually, wait a second. They still don't have the damage to work with. So, and they Obsidians. Well, I can't Turo anymore. I can't do nothing. I mean, we see what we get off of Pokegear. I can get a boss. I could boss up Petulant and knock it out. I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I think I needed to just hit into this. But they would have been able to knock me out with Monkey Dory because of the poison, and then they would have gotten a hit off on this Metagross. I don't know, man. I think I just hit into them. I don't even know what to do. I don't think there's anything. Was it the turn? Did they actually have Obsidian on the second turn? No. No, they hit us. They hit us with their first attack and milled us. But I didn't get an attack on them then on my second turn, right? Did I TM Evo twice, or did I go first? Was that it? Did I? Oh, I Clefa'd, right? Okay, that was my first turn. I Clefa'd, and then my second turn. My second turn, I didn't have the energy. I think was it. yeah, I did a bunch of stuff, then Clefted for big hands. And then they had Hydreigon in the active with 3 energies on their second turn and knocked out Cleffa, Beldum, and then I TM Evo'd my second turn. So, oh yeah, I would have needed Rare Candy in order to attack, which I think I might have had, right? I did actually, I think, Rare Candy out. Well, this art looks kind of cool. This is a different looking one. Yeah, it doesn't matter because of they have this third guy out, but yeah, if I would have needed Rare Candy going because I went first in order to have the Metagross the second turn. I forgot. I will just attack and let him finish this off. But hey, Hydreigion's a cool deck and a pretty scary deck against especially like other stage 2 decks, I think, if they can get set up pretty quick. So well, I think we're going to call it there for time's sake. Honestly, I want to keep getting more games, but I think we're already at like an hour or maybe a little bit more than an hour. We did pretty good with the deck overall. Got some 1 or 2 for earlier forfeits, but I mean, we established the Metagrosses. We had like pretty good setups in those games, and I think we were in a pretty good position. And then we played Dragapult, and they were like a faster Dragapult, but we were able to win after an Ionodal 1. And then in the last one, just the Hydreigon just destroyed us. More rare candies could help, so then we could actually threaten to 2-hit KO the Hydreigon going seconds. Actually, but the problem was I also whiffed the energy, and I think I had to discard the Earthen Vessel. Maybe I didn't need to discard the Earthen Vessel, but I think I would have had 1 card left in my hand, which was the Metang. So I didn't discard the Earthen Vessel, I would have discarded the Metang, and then I would have been able to play the Vessel the following turn. I'm not sure. I definitely wasn't finding the Stadium, so maybe playing 3 of it. Carbink was easy to find. Either our opponent put in Artisan or we had the option to trolley for it. I think it was also prized. And the Gus boss came up, I think, more than... Actually, no, Countercatcher was handy. We did go down versus the Dragapult, but I don't know if... Yeah, we just Countercatchered to knock out a Dreepy. Actually, yeah, Countercatcher was pretty good versus the Dragapult. But yeah, I don't know if I changed anything. Maybe just more rare candies if possible to be like more aggressive if you end up going first. But pretty fun deck. I like it a lot. Didn't get to show off the tank aspect as much, but I mean, Dragapult had to hit us they had to spread 10 and Dusknoir us and attack us. Without that first attack, the Dragapult wouldn't have been able to KO us just because we have the 340. But still, I think it's a pretty tanky card. Much more easy to tank with Metagross than the Altaria deck, or probably almost any other deck, just because of Carbink and the Stadium, and it having 340 HP. So it's not in range of, you know, the 200 plus the 130 like a lot of other stage 2s are. But if you're interested in trying it out, there'll be a thing to copy and paste in the description. And that'll be it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.